It's Miss Keita, baby. Hey, everybody, welcome back to my channel. We are making some hearty beef stew. If you are new to my channel, click that subscribe button, comment, like, and don't forget to share. All right, y'all. So y'all know it's the cold, rainy months right now. This beef stew is perfect for the fall and winter months. And we're going to go ahead and jump into it. So I'm going to start off with my beef stew meat that you can find already cut up at your grocery store. And I'm going to hit it with some total seasoning, some garlic salt, onion powder, fresh cracked black pepper, some sea salt, granulated garlic, and then olive oil to help the seasoning adhere to the meat. Now, once we have all the seasonings in there, we're going to go ahead and mix it up and get it well incorporated so that the seasoning is on every inch of the meat. And then y'all already know I got to hit it with my Sazon seasoning because I about put that on everything, okay? It just adds a nice color to your meat, a nice flavor as well, and it's perfect for stews. All right, y'all, so this is what we're working with. We're working with bay leaf, thyme, red wine, beef stock, potatoes, celery, onions, carrots, garlic, flour, tomato paste, and beef bouillon paste. All right, so we are going to start off by searing our beef. Do this in layers. If you have a lot of beef, you want to do it in layers. Do not overcrowd your pot, otherwise you will not get a nice sear on your meat. Okay, so you got to do it in batches and you got to be patient. Now, this is the first step of layering the flavors. When we're searing the meat, it's going to leave some good flavor on the bottom of that pot, which is what we want, because as we build the broth for this stew, again, that's just going to be an additional added flavor on top of all the other seasonings and everything else that we add. So as you can see here, look at all that flavor left in the pot. Now I'm going to add to this some crushed tomatoes, and then I'm just going to season the tomatoes a little bit with the Mrs. Dash unsalted seasonings, and then some salt. Now I'm going to add my fresh minced garlic, and then about a teaspoon of the beef bouillon paste. And then I'm just going to mix that up until that paste is nicely dissolved. All right. Now, I do apologize for those who want the step-by-step measurements. I am so sorry, but I don't cook like that. I really don't measure. I eyeball it, y'all, and I taste it. And if it needs more, I add more. Now, I'm going to add my onions and my garlic and my carrots to this. Mix it up. Let it cook just for about a minute or two before I add the next ingredient, which is the tomato paste. I did about 2 squeezes, y'all. That might be 2 teaspoons. That might equal 1 tablespoon. Again, I'm sorry. I don't measure. I just be cooking, y'all. So bear with me. I'll try to do better. Okay, now I'm going to add to this 2 tablespoons of flour. The flour is what helps. The flour is what helps thicken the liquid once we add it. Okay, so we're going to add that flour, and I did add a little bit of chicken bouillon seasoning to it, and then you just pretty much mix it up and until the flour is well incorporated. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of the beef broth, and then about a cup of the red wine. I use Carbonet red wine, and then you're just going to mix it up. Make sure you're scraping the bottom, because again, those flavors tend to get stuck at the bottom. Bring it to a nice boil. As you can see, I'm scraping that bottom, y'all. We want all the flavor, okay? And then you want to add your meat back to it. I will say, as this begins to cook, it's going to reduce. As it reduces, it's going to thicken. So if you need to add more liquid, which I did off camera, I added a little bit, a little bit more splash of that red wine. And I added a little bit more beef broth because it was a little too thick. So I added more liquid, okay? Now we're going to end it with some thyme and a couple of bay leaves, okay? And we're gonna let that cook down. You wanna periodically check your beef, okay? Because we're basically cooking until the beef is tender. Right before the beef gets super tender, add your potatoes. I would say about an hour before it's actually done. Then you're going to cook it down till the potatoes are nice and soft, fork tender, and then end it with adding your peas, okay? If you do not want peas, don't add the peas, then it's optional, okay? And that is pretty much it. Go ahead and plate it up and serve it with a side of cornbread or a nice grilled cheese sandwich or some crackers, whatever you prefer, okay? And then garnish it with some fresh parsley, y'all, and that is it. Some nice and hearty homemade beef stew. Again, if you are new to my channel, click that subscribe button, comment, like, and share. And that's it, y'all. It's a wrap.